Hi there, Jeff here in the boardroom, talking to you today about BIC surfboards, in particular the BIC 8.4 Magnum. What we're going to do is run through the surfboard with you, just talk to you about the construction, how the board's actually made, talk to you about the fin system. We get asked a lot about fins, and also talk to you about who this board is geared up towards, so beginners, sort of weight, that kind of thing, and just really give you an idea if this board is going to be good for you. BIC surfboards, so they're the same people that make the pens, they are indeed. BIC also have a surf water sport part of their company, and they are the best selling surfboards in Europe. Obviously tells you something. Fantastically durable, really robust and great for beginners, but also great for other people who just want a longboard as well. The construction of the board is a plastic material. It's plastic basically. It's hollow and it's injected with a foam material to make it nice and buoyant and sit high in the water. And then it's sealed with this little black cap basically, so just in case you're wondering what that is. It also makes the nose of the board nice and robust. Okay, that's the construction of the board. The fins on the bottom, if you have a little look here. The fin system is an FCS fin system. That might not mean a lot to you, but basically FCS are a separate company who make fins, and they make fins for some of the best surfers in the world. So it's a good fin system. Nice and easy to do. We'll show you in a second. You can just plug the fins in, screw them in, you get everything you need with the actual board. Okay, so it's a good fin system. You get a bigger fin in the middle because it's a bigger board, it needs to stay stable. The shape of the board is a classic Minnie shape. What that means is Minnie Malibu. It's a name derived from many years ago. Okay, and what it basically means, the shape of the board is very full in the nose, and that fullness runs right the way through the board and right into the tail. Okay, lots of volume as well, so nice and thick this board as well. And what that means is obviously the size of the board, it means you're going to catch more waves, and you're going to catch waves easier and earlier. Okay, so if you're learning to surf, you don't want to have to sort of sit there flapping. You know it's hard to catch waves sometimes, especially if the board's too small for you. So a board of this size and magnitude is basically going to pick up waves nice and early. It's going to get you into the waves, and it's going to be very, very stable to allow you to pop up to your feet, allow you to get up on the board without falling off the sides, which you might do with a smaller board. And that's so really, really benefits beginner surfers. Having said that, it's quite a big board, so it might not be manageable for people that are size smaller, or for younger children. Okay, which brings us nicely on to who this board is really geared up toward. Okay, if you're learning to surf, you want a surfboard that is going to be nice and stable. It's going to give you lots of volume in the board, so you can actually catch waves, and lots of fullness in the nose and through to the tail. Okay, when you're learning, the worst thing that you can do is get a board that's far too small for you. Okay, it's going to make the learning curve of learning to surf much, much bigger. Okay, because then you're going to struggle to actually catch waves. When you're learning to surf, you want a board that's nice and bulky, so you can get in the white water, catch the white water nice and easily, and when you're popping up, it's going to be nice and stable. Okay, a lot of problems people have when they're learning to surf is they get boards that are too small for them. Okay, so this board is really geared up towards someone that's learning to surf. But having said that, it's also great for people that just want a fun board. Or want to get into longboarding, that kind of thing. Okay, really good for those small days, small summer days, for weak days where it's like what it gets like in England, where the waves don't have a huge amount of power. This board's perfect for someone who's looking for a fun board to mess around on. They don't want to spend £500 on a longboard. This board will perform very well as well. Okay, so it's not just for beginners. But having said that, if you are a beginner and you're looking for a new surfboard, okay. Few things to remember about this. Obviously it's 8.4, so it's nice and big, it's going to catch lots of waves, but at the end of the day, if you're too small to actually manage it, it might actually be a little bit too big for you. The general rule of thumb that we go for is anything from sort of 13 stone plus. This board would be ideal for beginners. Okay, so it's not probably going to be best for little kids because they're going to find it really hard to manage because it's quite heavy. Okay, this should sort of take you from the beginning stages of learning to surf, where you sort of messing around in the white waters, where you're actually getting up and starting to trim. Okay, if you want to carry on longboarding, and that's your sort of cup of tea, walking the board, hanging 5 off the nose, that kind of stuff, then this will continue to be a decent board for you, and you might want to keep hold of it. If you're looking to drop down onto a smaller board and start shortboarding, something that's going to be easier to turn, then probably in about sort of 2 years' time, maybe longer, depends on how you get on, then you'll be wanting to move on to something which is a bit more performance-y, a bit more lightweight, and that'll be something like, you know, something under 8 foot basically, depending on your size. Okay, but having said that, obviously a great board to keep in your garage as well. If you just want to sort of take it out now and again, have fun in the surf, you're going to get loads of waves on this. It's not going to get damaged easy because it is tough as old boots. and it will see you well for many years, and that is why it's such a fantastically high selling board. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Any questions, feel free to give us a shout on the number at the top of the website there, and we'll be happy to help. But for now, that's the BIC 84 Magnum.